Hi, I'm Rachel,
I'm Julia.
where we live in faith every day.
This is Life.
Welcome to Life.
Hey guys!
You always do that. After we're finished, you look at me and you go, and then,
I don't know, it's like our thing.
yeah.
To kind of connect, like look at each other and connect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Anyways,
Oh, connection.
that's what I was gonna say!
Ah!
See, we're so connected!
You guys, see? Anyways,
We spend way too much time together.
just a little too much, guys.
So, like, how important do you think programs are? Programs.
I mean, that's the thing too, right? Programs can be helpful, but if it's not used in the right way, then I think programs can actually destroy things, you know? Because programs, it's supposed to be for a group of people.
Right.
You know, when you have like AA meetings, right? It's a program for the people so that they have a community of people to get to know each other, support each other because they're going through a similar thing, so that they can kind of give advice. You know, some people might need more help than some others, and so it's like to help each other up, to build each other up. And that's how a program should be. But I feel like if the program is a little bit reinforced in a way where a group of people may not necessarily need it, but then they create this program and kind of bring all kinds of people here, and then you're just like, then what is the purpose of the program?
It's like an event, you know, like people post like, oh, here's an event coming up, like everyone come and like all different types of people will just come, you know, and
Right.
like, or even no one comes, you know.
And
So
from that, they don't have this commonality among all the people who are actually there.
right.
Or they're trying to create a commonality that wasn't there in the first place.
Yeah. And I think this is where it's important, you know, I don't know if, you know, if you guys are in like a new church or a church with a smaller English ministry or Korean ministry or whatever ministry you might have, right? And growing that, people will be like, oh, we need to do like programs, events and stuff to get, or we need to like promote, you know? And I feel like that's the wrong way, because it's not the wrong way, you can use it, you know, but
It's not the most effective.
yeah, because what's important is to create that relationship. Even if there's 2 or 3 people, I understand you're like, okay, numbers are super important when it comes to a church, right? And it is important, but if between those 2 or 3 people you can create this atmosphere where it's safe, where it's like very loving with God, and create that relationship amongst each other, and then have God, you know, come together, and then we grow together, people will see that, and then again it will attract, because it's like God's light.
Yes.
Right? And then through that we can create programs and like kind of show that to people, you know.
Yeah.
And we have these programs because we have these people, you know.
And there's a need for it.
Right. Because just to interact and different ways of like,
Right.
you know, whether that be do outreach programs or go to mission trips, you know.
Yeah, those are all great. We're not saying don't do them. They're great, but there's always a time and a place.
Timing,
for
yeah.
everything.
I was
you
just
know?
thinking that. I was like, timing's super important. No, seriously, there's a time for everything.
Yes, there
And
is.
it's crazy. It's like God has like this time set up for us. Like He's
Yes.
like, you could do it then.
Right.
But I rather you do it here.
Right.
You know, and that's when we have to kind of let's like pray and or like spend time with God and be like, God, you really show me, is this the time right now? And He'll
Right.
close that door if
Yeah.
it's not, because He wants the best.
Right. And not only that too, right? It's that I have a program, but I only have maybe like 2 people, or sometimes maybe 3 or 4 people that come, right? That doesn't mean that the program is not good or it's not necessary, right? It might be that, you know, people don't understand the need for this program because it's so new, it's, you know, like very foreign. But the moment that they saw that it was helpful, I didn't have to do anything, because what they would do is the people in the group who gain something from it will go and try to bring other people and be like, hey guys, they were so, because they're so excited that it actually works. And so they'll go and they'll share what they learn, and they'll be like, hey, come join and all this stuff, right? I don't have to do anything. The only thing I wanted to do was provide the knowledge that I had to people so that they can gain something from it and learn and grow and be happier and healthier.
Yeah.
And that's the only purpose why I created this program, right? And so, again, it's not about the size.
It's the quality.
Right.
More than the quantity, right?
Yes. And so I think that a lot of people underestimate the power of a small group. They think they need to add more people. We need to get more people to come and join and blah, 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 blah.
That's actually a lot harder and more stressful because you're trying to accommodate to a lot of people and trying to create a relationship all at once. You're more likely to fail.
Yes.
To it might drain you out. As a leader or as just a member, trying to get to know so many people and try to keep them in the faith, right? But if it's like one by one, even especially with a small group, that's a huge advantage right there.
Yeah.
It's such a huge, and like she said, our church program, right? Even the kids within themselves have relationships, and through that, once the relationships were created, all we had to do as leaders was provide the programs for them. Like, okay, today's outreach program is this. Oh, we're gonna be singing together, and then they'll participate because they're with each other and they're like, hey, let's do this together.
Right.
Because it's for ministry, and then they're at church all day.
Yeah.
That their friends are like, hey, you want to hang out? They're like, no, we have church. And they're like, church. And they actually invite their friends to come. And their friends will be like, okay, well, if you're going to sing, I love singing. Or if you guys are going to go to like a trip? Oh, I want to go.
Yeah.
And then they realize there's this relationship.
Yes.
And then they'll be like, hey, I like this. I want to be in a community like this.
Yeah. And, we saw that there was a need because we have something called Family Sabbath. But and they're usually go home after they're supposed to go home and spend family time with their families after service, right?
Or just go rest, take care of yourself
after potluck. But the issue is that no one wants to actually go home.
They're all just there.
Exactly, and it's because the leaders, i.e. Julia, created these games and activities that the kids can enjoy. So she met them at their level, right? And she saw the need, and so she met that need. And when she did, the kids had more fun at church than going out and hanging out with their friends or going out and doing something crazy,
Yeah, they have their church family, and actually they make that a priority.
Yeah.
They tell their friends, or they tell their parents, no,
I don't want to go home.
I want to be at church.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't want to go on this family trip because I really want to be at church.
Right.
This week we're doing this. I can't miss it.
Right.
Or we're performing this week for ministry. And it's kind of amazing to see that. Or some of them will say, I need to go to church now, in the morning on time.
Right.
Because I have this program.
Right.
And it's just, programs are great, but it will grow, it'll get there eventually. And I think the programs will get stronger when you have that base foundation of making a relationship, creating a relationship. The most ideal look is the relationship, and then with God, and then maybe a program, right?
And that's exactly what I was actually going to point out. It's, when you have a group of people, and, maybe it started with one or two, and you saw their needs, right? And the program should fit what their needs are. Now, when more people come in, that program might need to change because their needs as a group, as a whole, might change as well. But again, that program should not happen until there's actually people to fill in that program. If we create the program first and then try to fill people in, the foundation is completely non-existent, and you're trying to create something out of thin air, which is not going to be helpful for the people.
And this is something I realized later in life, because when in the beginning, when I was like, okay, we really need programs, and I see all these churches with programs, that's why, and I'm thinking that's why they have a lot of youth. No, it's not about that. It's the relationship.
Yes.
And the relationship's so important. And that didn't come to my knowledge until like I actually spend time with God and with God's people, creating relationships. And I'm like, hey, we're a group of people that believe in this and we want to grow together because we like each other a lot. Why don't we create this program?
Yes.
And that's how we kind of started this young adult program.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're just kind of giving like people like a blueprint almost.
Right.
Especially for like a new church or a church that has like shrunk.
Right.
And need a place to start.
Yeah.
So this is all from our experience. It's not like, oh, like this is the one right way.
No.
I'm sure there's many different ways, and you can, even if you're already messed up, right?
Yeah.
You can always like, bring it back up,
This is our observations.
Yeah. And something we learned.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy because we kind of like, we weren't not even the same place,
No.
We kind of learn, and then we like talk about it. We're like, oh yeah, that's. I feel like that's the most ideal way.
Yeah.
And
it makes the most perfect sense.
Yeah.
So yeah. But anyways.
So that's just us like talking about programs and relationships.
Yeah.
And that's how important relationships are.
Yes.
So first thing to do is grab a member and get to know them.
Yeah.
All right. So if you guys like this video, be sure you give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
And if you would like to be notified for videos like this, hit the bell. Until next time.
Bye guys.